Welcome everybody to my tutorial on how to do some interesting text in Photoshop. Let's start by just opening up a new file. Click on File at the top and New. Over on the right hand side you'll see if you click on there you can give your file a name. I'll call it Tutorial Text. You can choose your width and height and then click Create. All right, so we've got a background layer now, but let's add a fill color. Fill layer. Click on New Fill Layer, Solid Color. I'm going to choose a nice dark indigo background. And just zoom this up a little bit. All right, so now we've got a nice dark background to start with. Go over to your left hand side, you'll see a big T. Click on that. That's your text tool. At the very top, you can choose a font. I've chosen this top one. You can choose your size. I've also got a white or a light colored text that will show up nicely on the dark background. So then you're ready to start making. You can click anywhere on here, highlight what pops up, and then just start typing. All right, so you can see the white shows up quite nicely on the darker background. But let's make it more interesting. Up at the top, you'll see the text warp button. Click on that, and under style right now there isn't any, but we're going to have a look at some of these and you can play around with which one you like the best. It's a nice arc. You can try a few different ones, something that maybe goes up. The one that I'm going to stick with here is the flag. I kind of like the way it works. You can change the bend a little bit, however you like it, a little bit less, and just click OK. Again, it gives it a little bit more interest. It's not just straight across, but let's make it even more interesting by changing some of the color. At the very bottom, you'll see the effects button. So let's add a gradient overlay. And again, experiment by clicking on the gradient with a number of different ones. Choose the one that you think looks the best for your project. On this background, I like the orange, so I'm going to stick with that. You can also experiment with the opacity. Again, with the dark background, I'm going to keep it nice and bright. There's a number of different types of gradients here that you can try. Again, I'm going to stick to this linear one, but give it a try. When you get the one you want, just click OK. And here you can see it shows up really nicely against that blue background. But I think we can make it stand out even better. Let's go back down to that effects button and let's give it a stroke. I'm going to choose this sort of pinky mauve color. And then you can experiment with the size. You can make it really big. You can certainly make it really small. I'm going to go somewhere in the middle, around a 6. Make sure it's on the outside. And again, you can play around with the opacity. Get really dark. I like it about there, so I'm going to click OK. And there, I think that's just how I want it. It looks really nice. You can keep fiddling with that, but that is one way to make your text really interesting. Thank you so much. I hope you got lots out of this.